Welcome to the 5 on 5. We are pleased to be joined today by Dave Meurer, Community Liaison for the Klamath River Renewal Corporation. Dave, thanks so much for being here with us today.
Great to be here. Thank you.
So we are talking about a series of dams on the Klamath River that will be removed. What went into this decision?
Well, if you own a hydropower facility, every 50 years you have to get a new license to operate it, and these dams are owned by PacifiCorp. And as they started moving through the relicensing process and saw the cost of, for example, building fish ladders and that type of thing, they decided that the costs were pretty darn high, and they negotiated a deal basically with the state of California and a couple federal agencies and others to write a check for $200 million from ratepayers and hand off the issue, the dams, the liability, the deconstruction process to the Klamath River Renewal Corporation. And the state of California will augment that by up to about $450 million to do the project. And PacifiCorp decided that was in the best interest of their customers.
Okay. Now, how are you involved?
I'm the community liaison, and so I am the person out there trying to explain the project, which has been widely misunderstood, very legitimately so. For example, you hear dam removal and you think a wall of water rushing down and wiping out homes, that type of thing. So I'm the person out there trying to explain, we're going to draw these things down very carefully, 3 to 5 feet per day for the water, and then deconstruction will commence. And the net flood increase is going to be about 6 to 18 inches for about 18 miles downstream, impact less than 50 structures. We will flood-proof them, that type of thing.
It has been controversial.
It has been very controversial, and I think widely misunderstood. So again, I'm trying to bring some clarity to it. And people ask the very legitimate question, why would you take down a perfectly functioning hydropower facility that produces cheap energy? It's a reasonable question. But again, there are codes and standards and laws that dams have to meet. And one of the problems with the dams is they create perfect conditions for a blue-green algae that is bad for fish, bad for people. You don't want your dog to get into it. It's upsetting and interrupting the natural flow of the river, and fish have been cut off from 400 miles of historic habitat. Some of those fish are endangered species. We have to remedy that.
Well, Dave, we've got much more to talk about, but we're
Yes.
going to take a quick break. We'll be right back.
Thank you.
Welcome back. We are pleased to be joined once again by Dave Meurer, Community Liaison for the Klamath River Renewal Corporation. Dave, thanks again for being here.
Thank you.
We're talking about the series of dams that will be removed from the Klamath River.
Right.
When do you think you'll get approval to begin the removal process?
We just filed a 2,300-page document at the end of June with the Federal Energy Regulatory Commission that describes how we would remove the dams and how we would perform mitigation. The FERC will have to make a decision on whether they accept that, modify it, et cetera. Sometime in 2019, we would expect a decision.
Okay. Do you think there will be an economic impact for people in our region as a process or as a part of this work?
A positive impact. About $450 million has been allocated to this project. We expect to spend about $398 million. We're going to need all kinds of goods and services and jobs. We're going to need truck drivers, people to do explosives works, people to cater, people to do water tenders, people to do all kinds of activities, site security. I have a laundry list, and you can go to our website at klamathrenewal.org and look at the job opportunities. But we think there's going to be a positive community impact.
And how long do you think that will last? How long will this project last?
It's going to be a few years. Actual physical deconstruction will begin in 2021, January of 2021. We'll be ramping up in 2020, but then there will be monitoring and other activities. So this will be a multi-year project, but a big bump for about 2 years, starting in 2021. But the other economic impact is going to be, we expect a robust response from fish. And when fish come back, and the fishing industry and the commercial and just the sport fishing industry stand to benefit in this region.
As far as more information, I think you just listed off the website for us. Is that the best place for people to go if they have more questions, if they want to learn more?
KlamathRenewal.org is the place, one-stop shopping for all the information you need.
Dave, is there anything that I didn't touch on that you think is important to know?
No, I just think we're excited about this. We feel that it is moving forward, and we're expecting a really positive outcome.
All right, Dave, thanks so much for visiting with us. We appreciate your time.
Thank you.
We'll be right back.